needless to say, we're just thrilled to get the victory today, and thrilled to get the victory today, and certainly, you know, turnovers like any game, that was a big part of things. So, and our guys did a good job in that regard. I thought our defense was doing a pretty good job of being aggressive to the football, and you know, it's just good. And it was good to see our offense maybe you know, do something with the field position too. And that hasn't always been the case. So, yeah, we're just thrilled to get the win, and eager to get back to Iowa City.
Wasn't that the key, taking advantage of those turnovers today?
Yeah, and again, we haven't always done a great job with that. And you know, that's a big part of football. If you do get an opportunity, you got to come away with points. And then the extra plus there was we came away with touchdowns today instead of field goals. And, you know, we haven't always done a great job in that regard too. So that was a good thing to see.
Do you think the turning point was covering the onside kick?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was a turning point, Bob, but it was certainly a heads-up play, and you know, I'm not totally surprised they opted to do it. I thought that was a good call on their part, and fortunately, Bruce Davis was doing what he's supposed to do and did a good job with the recovery. But you know, a game like this, you know, anything can happen like that, and it was good to see us take it and score after that.
Kirk, Tyler Sash's game, not just the 3 interceptions, but also the 10 tackles. He really seemed just all over the field.
Yeah, I thought both our safeties played like guys that have played. You know, I thought they both played excellent games, and throw Brett Green one in there too. And you know, we got 2 guys now that are experienced back there, so you know, you're sure hoping that you get something besides just, you know, average play back there. And I think both those guys looked really good out there today. And then you know, I credit Willie Lowe too for jumping in there. That was a late entry into the lineup. He and Riley Reef, and yeah, good to see guys like that haven't played really much at all go in there and do a good job. So that was real positive.
Coach, can you talk about your running game? You had 2-headed monster. Adam Robinson started, but obviously Brandon Wager, and they averaged, I think, almost 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, we didn't have much of one last week. You know, that was pretty obvious, and you know, at least we took a positive step today. And thought both those guys ran the ball well. Adam got us off to a good start, and certainly Brandon looked sharp out there. I thought he really was, you know, hitting things and played tough, and you know, it looked to me like the offensive line started getting a little something going too as the game went on, which is great to see.
You keep rotating the
yeah,
guys?
we didn't see much last week, so that's an improvement.
Do you think you're going to keep rotating them, or do you?
Yeah, we're comfortable with both those guys, and you know, they're both young players, so hopefully they'll keep getting better. But it was good for both of them to get out there and protect the football. I thought they both did a good job that way too. That's where it starts with young guys.
Do you expect Stanzi got better as the game went on?
I hope so. Yeah.
Do you expect Brian Below?
Just, you know, we didn't get off to a fast start. It's a better way of saying that, right?
It did get better.
Yeah, he did. Once he got going, he was just fine. But we missed a couple throws earlier that would have helped us.
Do you expect Brian back next week?
I think there's a good chance, based on what I've been told. So, you know, I think you guys saw him on the sidelines today. He's doing fine, and just it's a matter of getting some things cleared. But I think it's realistic to think we'll have him. But we'll have to wait and see.
Was it something that just took some regulation or some regulating, I guess?
Yeah, it was. You know, he had a deal in practice Tuesday, and required hospitalization until they could really make sure they knew what was going on. And, good news is, you know, we got a tremendous hospital about 400 yards from our facility, and you know, things they were on top of it right away. And the good news is, you know, he was never in danger or anything like that. So first thing you worry about anybody leaving the field, but I think we're in good shape there, and I think we're real close to getting them back to full speed.
A lot of the guys you talked about today are all local Iowa guys. Can you talk about just their impact in recruiting on the road?
Well, you know, I mean, when it comes to Iowa football, and I go back to '81, I mean, the heart and soul of our teams have always come from the state. That's just the way it is. And I'm not a big one for counting numbers, but just know this: if you look back to any of the great teams we had in the '80s, and it's really been true the last couple of years or last decade, I guess. Still, our heart and soul guys come from our. You know, we've had some great players from this state, and you know, like you'd imagine, I think they've got a real appreciation for what the program's all about, what the university's all about, certainly what this game means. And you know, it's just always been paramount for us to try to recruit as well as we can in state. And, you know, sometimes we've been more successful than others, and we've had some good stories. You know, Brett Greenwood ended up walking onto our place, and we screwed that one up, I guess, because you know, he's more than a scholarship player.
What was the 3 down lineman and defense look early? Was that just to give them a different look, or was there something you were trying to kind of attain?
No, I mean, it's something we play. You know, we've been playing it now for since we played Texas Tech, I guess. I think it's when we first came out of out of the closet, and yeah, it's just something we mix in. And, with an attack like Iowa State's, it's something that we feel in certain situations gives us a little bit of edge.